Most of you will recognize where I'm standing. Behind me is the Barn Theater, and even though my shirt says 60, Gateway actually began 71 years ago. At that time, it was my mom, along with her brother and sister, who started Gateway and got things going. My aunt brought Robert Duvall here for the summer, since they were college friends, and other soon-to-be stars such as Gene Hackman and Dustin Hoffman spent time here in the early 50s. The goal back then was to produce good, quality theater and offer it to the community. My grandfather saw an opportunity, and now, here we are, 71 years later, and we can look back on season after season of amazing shows and great accomplishments. Not only have young actors gotten their start here, but well-known Broadway stars and celebrities are anxious to perform here and be part of the high-quality productions you've come to expect. The sad news is that, although our desire is strong, we will not be able to produce the full lineup of Broadway musicals we had originally planned. We had pushed to a June start date and then July 1st, but there are still too many unknowns, and the timeline for when things can return to normal is constantly changing. Our top priority is to keep you and our entire staff protected and safe. The actors, staff, and crew all need to travel here and then live at Gateway while the shows are in production. We really do become one large theater family. So after much thought and planning, we have determined the best course of action is to move the entire summer 2020 season to 2021. We have secured the rights to the same lineup of shows, and the full season will still go on, just 364 days later than originally planned. So now we've been making phone calls to our season ticket holders. It has been such a pleasure to speak with you all over the past week. As I've looked through the history before making each call on my list, so many of you have been coming every year for 10, 20, 30 years or more. I've heard stories about some of you coming as kids with your parents and growing up with Gateway, people seeing their first show at Gateway and getting hooked on live theater. Some of you met your husbands and wives while on a first date at Gateway. After speaking with everyone, the overwhelming consensus and feeling has been, yes, let's wait for this crisis to be over. Let's enjoy the full season as originally planned, beginning May 2021. So now we're going to turn our efforts and focus to raising funds to get through this crisis. Being unable to present our 5 big musicals this summer will have a profound impact on our not-for-profit theater. Our programs with our community partners, the Boys and Girls Club, East End Disabilities, and the South Country School District are now also on hold. Gateway is an anchor to our downtown business district, including all the restaurants and shops. On stage, you've always seen professional actors and musicians, but behind the scenes, we employ a support staff made up of dozens of residents from the Suffolk County area. All of this is now on pause, yet the expenses of maintaining this 5-acre property, they don't go away. Taxes, utilities, insurance. Over 90% of our operating revenue comes from the theatrical productions, and now with our major source of funding completely gone, we're turning to you for help. I hope you will consider making a tax-deductible and charitable gift to support our new Gateway to the Future fund drive that was set up to support us during this difficult time. I know that right now everyone is in need, but I would appreciate any support you're able to give. We have been able to secure a matching grant of $50,000 toward the first contributions to this fund, which should help us quickly get to our first goal of $100,000. Links to donate can be found on our website, or if you'd like to talk to us in person, give our Director of Development, Scott Allen, a call, or call me directly. Our numbers are listed on the About tab at thegateway.org. I'd love to hear from you. Another important part of our mission is to bring educational programs to our community. Our School for the Performing Arts was in mid-session in March when the lockdown began. Recently, we were able to continue that program by offering an online version of classes, and although we miss seeing everyone in person, continuing the classes in this way has been a much-needed boost to our kids. We are hopeful that as we get closer to summer, things will slowly begin to open up and in-person classes can once again resume. We also have a few concerts and special events planned later in the summer, and we will be monitoring the situation, and we plan to present those shows when it is safe to do so. Tickets are on sale for our holiday show in December, and we certainly expect to be back in full swing by then with all the recommended safety protocols in place. And if things change for the better sooner than expected, we may be able to add some events later this summer or fall. We will certainly keep you posted as things develop. I do want to thank you for your patience and perseverance as we travel through this uncharted territory together. Theater has been around for centuries. It's an essential art form, and it will be back again soon. I was recently inspired by a statement I heard from the artistic director at the Guthrie Theater, where he recalled his visit to ancient performance space in Athens. I had a similar experience during a post-honeymoon trip my wife and I took to ancient Rome. We explored the lost city of Pompeii. What a fascinating experience that was. I remember standing in a 5,000-seat arena and also a smaller and once covered 500-seat theater space, which probably felt a lot like Gateway to the ancient Romans. Just thinking about theatrical performances taking place there 2,000 years ago. Theater has evolved to bring our communities together, and with your help, we will do so once again. Thank you, and be safe.